Welcome, this is TriLog 2020. I'll just run you through some of the basic aspects of the new TriLog for this year. We first have a profile page, and this is just a handy place to keep all your important links and also some important information to share with your coach. So you've got your name there where you can put your own name, email, address. Goal statement, an explanation of what that is, can be found on my blog. It's just nice to have your goals front and center of your spreadsheet to refer back to when motivation's running low. Profiles, you can add links to your Strava and various GPS devices and results pages. To change the links on these, just right click and go down to edit link, and then you can copy and paste whatever your Strava personal profile page is. Emergency contacts can be written here, resources to important links that you refer to often. Gear, it's often helpful for your coach to know what gear you have available to train with, whether that be a trainer, pool boy in the pool, that sort of thing. Time trial bike, road bike. And you can have a little trophy case here of your achievements as you rack them up during the year. So on to the nuts and bolts of it. We have this kind of header page up here, again with some important links for you to refer to. If you have a particular technique workout, you've done a swim video analysis with me, and you want to refer back to that, you could put that there. But otherwise, eventually you can hide these rows and it'll give you a bit more space. Don't delete anything here because there are formulas attached. But if you highlight the first 7 rows, right click again and do hide rows, it'll just give you a bit more space. So an important cell is this one, where later in the year you can just jump down. You don't need to keep scrolling to get to where you want to go. And you can change this cell that it jumps to here. So I've set this to 101, and that will jump me down to March, where I've pre-filled some data just as a way of explanation. So you click on that, and it'll jump down to March or wherever you've set it to. So in this instance, it's set to cell 3, cell C101. Another change for this year is I've moved the comment section over here. That makes it a bit easier if you're trying to refer to what workout you're supposed to do on your mobile device. It'll come up a bit easier, hopefully. I generally put in distance for swims and time for bike and run, and then explain the workout over here. So this is a run, R for run, 20 minutes warm up, 10 times 400 with 1 minute R.I means rest interval. So that's rest in between the 400, do 400, rest a minute, do another 400, do that 10 times, 10-minute cool down. This is kind of a typical workout interval track session. Once you've completed the workout, grab the data from your GPS or your Strava and just type it in here. So that might have totaled up to 6 miles, and you might have actually done, let's say, 52 minutes. So remember, in this column, it's hours, minutes, and seconds. So if you haven't done over an hour, you actually have to write a 0, colon, 52, colon, 2 zeros like that. And it'll total up there, and it'll give you a minute a mile. So I like to write the workouts in orange. I did do it in red, and then I was told that was too aggressive, so I changed to orange. But once you've completed the workout, just highlight it, and go up here to text color, and go to black. And that'll show that you've completed it, and show your coach that you've done it and what you actually did. So you might have done exactly what he said here. There's a gym column where you can write the total minutes and you can explain what you did over in the details of training here. Again, I give guidance on duration for bike most often. You can write the total of miles that you got done there, and that'll all total up for the week. Here's an example of a swim workout. So the warm-ups are there. There's a progressive set with some drill. Again, 15-minute seconds rest interval. So that means 50, do 50, rest 15 seconds, do another 50 until you've done all 12. There's 2 ways of doing rest. And then I've given 16 times 50 on the 50 seconds, and that means work and rest. So if you did the swim hard in 35 seconds, you'd have 15 seconds rest. So what's nice to keep accountable and keep knowing what your splits are. So I asked for every 4th hard, so you might write in here, it took me 35 seconds for the hard one, and just put it in bold. You can highlight it and put it in bold. And the easy ones, I did on average 40 seconds. And that'll just give you and your coach an idea of how you did on that. So if you do 50s another time, you'll be able to make that comparison. And again, once you're done, so for the swim, I put in the yardage, and you might have been in the pool for 55 minutes. You'll do like that, and then color it in back, and continue like that for the rest of the week. So there are some other columns here. There are some hidden columns here. Don't touch that because there are often formulas associated with it. If you do run into trouble, just send me an email. That's up the top here, and I'll fix it if you do accidentally delete one of the formulas or something important in the spreadsheet. I've put other exercise here, surfing, other activities. It doesn't count towards your weekly total, but it's interesting to know, if you're doing a lot of other activities and not just sitting at your computer, it all counts to your overall health. There are some other columns here: weight, sleep, food. You may or may not use these columns depending on what your coach wants. If you don't use them and you want to accommodate on space, just highlight the columns, right click, and you can hide again, and you won't see them, and it'll be a bit easier. There are some other hidden columns here again. Best not to touch it. It's just formulas adding up so you can get graphs and results at the end. Okay, so moving on, there's another tab here called month, which will simply total and give you an overall view of your monthly mileage and yardage. Graphs, there are some formulas again behind here, but the main thing is the graph. It's kind of interesting to see at a glance the hours that you swam, bike and ran, and how that progressed over the 52 weeks of the year. Another one where I've changed the formatting a little bit is the results tab, and this can be used both for planning and for looking back at your race results. So again, the things completed are in black. This is an example of a triathlon date. Priority, an explanation of that is at this link. Your finish time for the event can be put here. Your USAT ranking, there's a linking to that. If you're a USAT member, you'll be given a ranking, and it's quite an accurate measure of how you did in the race because distances and conditions are not always equal in triathlons. Yards, hour. Often the yardage is not measured correctly in the swim, so you might want to pull this from your GPS data occasionally. You might find that this was in fact 1500. And just make a note of that. So it's not the official distance, it's your Strava distance. You might want to use that instead. Or you might just want to go from the official results. This is a formula. This calculates automatically your minute per 100 yards. If this information is available, what your swim placed in your age group, what your swim placed overall, your T1, your T2. Again, these columns here are automatic, so you don't need to touch them. Another measure of your performance can be the percentage from the winner. So for example, here did a 2:16 for an Olympic distance and the winner went 1:56. So that's a percentage of the winner's time. Here in the comments, there's not much space here, obviously, but if you left click your mouse again and go down here to insert note, you'll be able to do a full race report here for yourself and for your coach to remember things for your next race. Or you can write short comments in here. Comments. And as I said, you can use this results tab for planning, so you can show your coach and for you to remember your races, put it in a different column. You can even put your goal for that race, whether it's a priority or whether it's just a lead up race. And then you can see your season here, all in orange of your future races to come. There's another column here just to put notes. I often use this for people's work schedule, you know, that they prefer Wednesday for a rest day, that they're working 9 to 5, you know, Monday through Friday, or whatever funky schedule that they've got. I also use this links to their technique workout or the swimming and running paces that I've told them. I won't go into zones and all that stuff in this tutorial, but that's the type of information I put here, so then I can return to this spreadsheet and give more accurate direction in this column here. What I also like to see back in the weekly is any commentary from the athlete on how it went. Felt really tired today, didn't get much sleep, whatever they might like to communicate to the coach. Really, the more the better. The more this cell is filled up, the better I'm able to assist the athlete doing what they do. So that's about it for the version 2020 of the TriLog.